Hi everybody. Well, I picked up a car, right? A little Toyota 1.5 liter 5-speed. It's a Toyota Tercel, and I'm just going to talk about the car and what I've got into it and what's wrong with it and why I got this. As you can see, it's in pretty good shape. All right, it's a 1998, and she looks pretty good. All right, little sport. All right, as you can see. And I chose this car for a number of reasons. One, the price. It was under $1,000. Right? It had been rust-proofed by Crown. Right? So I knew that even though it probably hasn't been rust-proofed in 10 years or so, but I knew it would be in pretty good shape. And also, what's important to me, it's got these plugs in them where I can pop these out and spray, pick up cans of Rust Check and spray inside and maintain the integrity of the rust proofing. Right? Now, the only thing I don't like about it is the seat material. It kind of sucks. Right? But that's no big deal. It's got a good sized trunk in it. Right? Should be able to fit a couple of bodies in that one. Right? No, that's bad joke. Bad joke. As you can see, there's in here. You can still see the rust proofing in there. That Crown stuff, looking good. All right. And you can see all this up here where it's migrated out, and dirt and crap has gotten there, and that tells me that there's still oil and stuff inside here, and there's virtually no rust on it. You know, there's nothing around the seams or anything like that where they usually rust out. There were some rust spots on them, right, as you can see, and down here, a couple on the hood, right. All I did with these was scrape down the rust and hit them up with the with tremclad, right? And I wanted I wanted a vehicle. Well, actually, I wanted a pickup truck. I would have loved to have a pickup truck. I'd love to have one. Simply because, well, there's a lot of things you can do with a pickup truck that you can't do with a car. But since most of my driving is non-pickup truck related stuff, you have to go with the car for fuel economy. The fuel economy in this, it's a 5-speed. A U.S. gallon, it's rated at 39 miles per gallon. An imperial gallon, it's 46 miles per gallon. And it's 6.6 or 6.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Which is pretty good fuel economy. You know, unless you've got a hybrid, you're not going to get much better than that. A hybrid will give you 50 miles to the gallon. But you'll pay a hell of a lot more for a hybrid than I paid for this. I'm into it for under $1,000, registration. By the time I'm finished and get it ready for, it's ready for the road now, but by the time I'm satisfied with it, I'll be into it for about $2,000, right? Now, what I've been using, Rust Check Rust Killer. I spray that. I scrape the rust down, then I spray that on it. It's a primer, rust inhibiting. It says here, rust inhibiting primer provides prime surface apply directly over rust, no standing required. Right? Not bad stuff. For inside it, I'm going to be using the Rust Check Coat and Protect, and I'll probably use just some of the basic Rust Check too as well. Now, where I've touched up the spots, and there's a few of them here, so you can see little spots. I just all I did was clean the rust down and put some tremclad on it. Now I could sand that later on when it gets nice and hard and touch it up. But I mean, you know, this is going to be a great little car for me. Let's take a look at the engine here. Right. It is a, excuse me, this little 1.5 liter engine. Cute little engine. But as you can see in the engine compartment, you see where the rust proofing is all there, and there's no rust in here. Now, there is one spot. That's right here on the door. You can see the hinges are rusty here, and there's some rust on the inside of the door right in here. The reason being, I think this had been in an accident at some point. The inner fender is missing here. So I'll go to a junkyard and pick one up. Alright? And then I'll take care of it. I'll put that in and I'll take care of the door. I'll clean that. I put some rust check on it now to stop the rust, but I'll take it and I'll degrease it, put on some of the rust killer, paint it, and that's good to go. It won't be any problems there. Underneath, there was almost no rust. All along the rocker panels, there was some surface rust. I scraped it down, put the rust killer on it, put a couple of coats of tremclad on it, Rust-Oleum, and what I'm going to get a couple of cans of the rubberized undercoat and put that on, and then I'll retouch it up every year, right? But in the center of it, around the gas tank neck, it's kind of rusty, but I spray painted it and then with the rust killer, and then I touched it up, or then I painted it with the tremclad, and then I'll put the undercoat on it. Won't have any more problems there, right? And then I'll also did it around the seam of the gas tank. I got under there and I put it up on the ramps and did around the gas tank. Paint all through my hair and everything, right? But no, she's not a bad little car for the price and for what I can get. I should get 4 to 6 years out of it, right? That's what I'm hoping, right? And there's no car payment. Didn't have to go to the bank to buy it. And like I said, if you have to do anything to it, then because you don't have a monthly car payment, right? Like, I mean, for what I put into this is 5 car payments, or what I'm going to put into this, in this month, it'll be 5 car payments, right? And then basic maintenance after that. It doesn't burn oil. It's got a leak in the power steering unit, or one of the hoses, one of the back hoses back there, and that's got to be replaced, but that won't be expensive. And I may have to replace the clutch at some point in the future, but because the body is sound, I don't have a problem with that. And that's the most important thing. Find a car that has been rust-proofed. Look for them. They're out there, right? I mean, I looked on Kijiji this morning, and just in Nova Scotia, there were 2 in around the $1,000 mark in this particular model. But whatever model you get, right? Try to get a 5-speed, because you get your best fuel economy with a 5-speed, right? you know, and I'll be doing the, highway driving, as you can, you know where I'm at. I'm out in the sticks, so it's almost always highway driving, and I don't drive fast. I'm always slightly below the speed limit, right? And you can have inexpensive transportation. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you can get there and have transportation that is just like zip, and that's what you want. I mean, the killer is those monthly payments. Man, they're a killer. I know. I've been there. Been there, done that. Ain't gonna do it again, right? But take your time and look, right? I looked at a bunch of cars, and this will provide good transportation. Now, a trick on sunny days, right? You see how I have it now? Both windows are open, the trunk is open, and the hood is open, right? On sunny days, summer and winter, spring, fall, do that. Let any moisture in the car dry out, right? And that'll help get the moisture out of the car. That's just a trick that I learned from a guy. His, I think it was like a 1983 Cavalier, or 1985 Cavalier, or 87, or whatever it was. I mean, he was still driving it, and but that's what he did. He every sunny day he just opens her up. Now, I doubt you can do that in the city, while you're at work or something like that. But you can always crack your windows to let the moisture out. Just give them a little tiny little crack. And it's important to open up that trunk, let the moisture out, because they do build up moisture, and if that rust thing is just a killer, just a killer. So anyway, I just wanted to show you my new cheap ride and fuel economy, and I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with it, and she's in pretty good shape. All right. So anyhow, I gotta get that. You can see here, that's all exposed in there because of that. Missing that inner fender. You can see here's the one side with the inner fender on, and where I painted the rocker down in the rocker panel area, you can see the rock hits on this side of the rocker, on this side. All right. Oh, that's another thing that I got, and I know that's mud flaps. All right. Stopped in at a salvage yard the other day, and I got these mud flaps. These are just basic mud flaps, and they'll be going in here, right, like that. And that'll stop any rocks from swinging up and going up and hitting the rocker panels, right? The companies always put mud flaps on the back, but they rarely put mud flaps on the front, because they want your rocker panels to erode away, right? You put rocker panels on your front, she's going to be all right. And it doesn't take much. I mean, you could have taken something like that and made it out of a crazy carpet, right? So these came off like a Ford Econoline truck, or Chevy van, like a 1980 Chevy van or 1985 Chevy van. But oh, look, there's some rust spots. Ooh, I didn't see those before. I'm going to have to work my magic on them. Anyway, so what I'm going to do with these, right, is I'll scrape these out. I'll give them a shot. Well, what I'll do with this is I'll spray this into a the cap, and I'll use a small paintbrush to paint it. And then once that dries, then I'll give it a coat of the tremclad Rust-Oleum stuff. All right. So anyway, this is my new ride. I'm still going to ride the bike, but I need a thing for going into town and stuff like that. It's just over 20 months since my car died, and I tried the experiment to go without a car out here, and I can do it. It was an interesting experiment. I hitchhiked, I bummed rides, I borrowed vehicles. You can do it. You don't need a car. And I could have continued on, but this came up. I had been looking, and when I saw this, I knew it was just the right car to have. Right? And but make sure that it has been, if you're going to buy an older car, look for one that has been rust-proofed at some point. Because, you know, they may have only had it done the first year or the first couple of years, but a lot of it will stay, and in areas that normally would be rusted out by now, right, or there would be severe rust damage, they won't be affected. You may have to do work on your rocker panels. You may have to do work on the various bits and pieces in behind the wheels. But basically, the damage that will be on the car will not be as severe as a car, right? You know, like a car like this that's, say, you know, this is 13 years old, right? A 13-year-old car that hasn't been rust-proofed, I bet money that the rocker panels are gone, right? And the framing underneath is probably gone. But where it had been rust, and the doors, like if you look underneath the doors, there's nothing. There's no rust whatsoever, right? You can see that the rust preventative